Chidambaram, Congress leader, is now joining us, Member of Parliament, on the phone line. Karti, thank you very much. This is Zaka Jacob here. Your first reaction to the decision by the Supreme Court to stay Mr. Gandhi's conviction. What does this mean? Does this pave the way for him to come back as Member of Parliament?
We always knew that the Supreme Court will render justice. The ruling of the trial court was excessive. The endorsement of the High Court was bizarre. And this was a reverse engineered case. This should have never reached this stage. And I'm very, very glad that the Supreme Court has rendered justice. Yes, this paves the way for Mr. Rahul Gandhi to come back to Parliament. I hope the Speaker will not delay the process and Mr. Rahul Gandhi will be back in Parliament on Monday. And there is a precedence to this for the Member of Parliament from Lakshadweep who went through a similar process and his membership was restored. And I hope this will be done in quicker time.
But, Karti, don't you reckon that this will now put the ball back in the Speaker's court, and the Speaker has to decide, because ultimately the sort of disqualification of his membership as MP came from the Speaker's office?
No. It did not come from the Speaker's office. There is no conviction, so the membership is restored. There is a legal precedent. The member from Lakshadweep went through a similar exercise just a few months ago. So, in fact, the Speaker, if he is going to delay, will again have to knock the doors of the Supreme Court. And I hope that doesn't happen. And I hope that Rahul Gandhi will be back in Parliament on Monday morning.
But why do you say that process is almost automatic, as you suggest, that once you get a stay on conviction, then it automatically he has to come back as Member of Parliament?
Exactly. There is a legal precedent to it. The member from Lakshadweep went through a similar process. Once his conviction was stayed and he wrote to the Speaker to restore his membership, the Speaker delayed. He went to the Supreme Court, but before the Supreme Court could hear it, the Speaker's office restored his membership. The Lok Sabha Secretariat of the Speaker restored his membership. So that must be done now. If they delay it, we'll go back to the Supreme Court. It's only a matter, we'll get a ruling in our favor. It's very, very clear. So I hope the Speaker would spare himself. I hope the Speaker will spare himself the embarrassment of getting a Supreme Court order directing him to restore the membership of Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
I also want to get your reaction before I let you go on what the court also said. It opined in today's judgment that people occupying high public offices, in this case Mr. Gandhi, should not use such language. That's been said in the court's order.
I'm not sure whether that's part of the order or whether it's obiter dictum, but Mr. Rahul Gandhi is an experienced person in public life. He will take the well-meaning advice of the Supreme Court to heart, and he knows the import of his words. And I'm sure that he will take that into consideration in the future.
All right. Karti Chidambaram, many thanks for joining us, Member of Parliament there from Sivagangai in Tamil Nadu, giving us his thoughts on Rahul Gandhi, his conviction in the defamation matter, in him using the surname Modi in that defamation matter. That conviction has now been stayed by the Supreme Court. This will now pave the way for Mr. Gandhi to be reinstated as a Member of Parliament. Karti Chidambaram there is of the view that this is almost near automatic and that the Speaker and the Lok Sabha Secretariat have no role, have no choice but to reinstate Mr. Gandhi as a Member of Parliament, and that he should be back in Parliament as early as Monday. But we haven't heard from the Speaker's office or from the Lok Sabha Secretariat yet. My understanding is there is still the procedural sort of delay or the procedure that needs to be gone with, and that is to move the Speaker's office asking for the revocation or the lifting of the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi as a Member of Parliament. All right. Who do we have on the line?
Right.
All right. We have some reactions from top Supreme Court lawyers after today's decision by the Supreme Court. Let's listen in.
मोदी एक फैमिली को, और पुनोज मोदी ने जो मैटर डाला है वो खुद मोदी नहीं है बल्कि एक गुटका परिवार से आते हैं, जो कि ट्रायल कोर्ट में ये बात उन्होंने एडमिट करी है. उन्होंने सारा पढ़ के सुनाया कि पैरा नंबर ये वॉल्यूम इस पे यहाँ पर इन्होंने अपने आप को ये एडमिट किया है. एक तो ये मोदी परिवार से नहीं आते, ये बनता नहीं है केस. सेकेंड, ये मैक्सिमम में सेंटेंस हुआ है ट्रायल कोर्ट से, हाई कोर्ट से. यहाँ पर स्टे हो गया है. अपील में दोबारा से जो आगे चल के जो आर्गुमेंट होगा चलेगा केस, फिलहाल अभी स्टे कर दिया गया है. और राहुल गांधी की सदस्यता बहाल कर दी गई है. अब वो पार्लियामेंट में देखे जाएंगे.
कानूनी विकल्प सारे खत्म हो गए सर.
नहीं, अभी तो ट्रायल होगा अपील के चलेगा. फिलहाल हाई कोर्ट से उन्होंने सेंटेंस को स्टे कर दिया है.
अब राहुल गांधी की संसद सदस्यता
बहाल हो गई है. ऑर्डर हो गया, सुप्रीम ऑर्डर कर दिया, स्टे दे दिया है.
अब जो औपचारिक आदेश आता है लोकसभा की ओर से,
हाँ,
तो वो आदेश कब तक आ जाना चाहिए? क्योंकि इस पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का पहले का आदेश है लक्षद्वीप के जो सांसद थे फैजल साहब, उनके मामले में।
इमीडिएट होगा।
मानसून सत्र में राहुल गांधी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल इसी मानसून सत्र में होगा, बिल्कुल होगा।
मानसून सत्र में अब राहुल गांधी जाएंगे संसद?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जाएंगे, आपको देखे जाएंगे, इसी सत्र में देखे जाएंगे जब सुप्रीम
we can now go across